Hey guys, so getting ready here. If people decide to jump on, great. I'm just preparing a bunch of greens and I've got some things sauteing, but we're going to talk tonight all about magnesium. Honestly, magnesium was one of the reasons that my deficiency was one of the reasons I responded so well to the green smoothie. And any of my clients know uh, the magic. It's a meal with wheels, smoothie with wheels, definitely. So very quick, I just took 5 minutes to grab some things from my refrigerator here. I'm going to show you how easy it is to saute up delicious meals and other food that helps us satisfy. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a great little PowerPoint for you to help you understand the importance of magnesium and signs that we are deficient. We're going to take little breaks and come back and cook in between. So let's go and share the screen. Here we go. Okay, so we've got 6 signs that you may be magnesium deficient. So I had no idea that I might be magnesium deficient from standard blood tests. And no one was talking to me about this until I did a biomeridian type scan of the body, and it came up with some information. So let's take a look at how important this is. So it has increased since my earlier research on magnesium, but they're estimating that up to 75% of Americans are not meeting the recommended intake. And I guarantee you, most of these people don't even know, but the numbers are rising. And the reason is because only 1% is stored in our bloodstream. So it is not detected in typical blood serum tests. So how do we know? Well, let's go on. We'll get a clue here, but this is how critical magnesium is. It is the most critical component, honestly, next to inflammatory eating, because right here, magnesium controls over or is involved in over 300 biochemical functions in the body. So you can see from the picture here that it affects cognitive health, our heart function, muscle function, kidney function, stomach, digestive system, also our sugar through the liver requires it for glutathione. That's not even in there. For bones. So let's move on. Right here. Yeah. So along with inflammation, every known illness is associated with magnesium deficiency. Yes, that's a very powerful statement, but it's super duper true. And we're going to show you today little ways that you can really quickly turn that around. But magnesium helps regulate calcium, potassium, and sodium. So along with magnesium, these 4 minerals are very important for your heart electrical balance. Electrolytes, that's what they're called, right? So calcium, potassium, magnesium, sodium chloride, these are all your electrolytes. And don't think you're going to be getting them in drinking a Gatorade. So real food, you're getting more chemicals and more sugar than anything. But even the body's master antioxidant, which is glutathione, I led on to that. That's also important in secondary detox of the liver, the process. It is considered the body's master antioxidant that helps the body to calm down oxidative stress by releasing a molecule to help calm down that whole process and take the pressure off aging and cellular destruction. And that's what we're all aimed at, cellular health. So magnesium is required for all of these proper synthesis in the body. So why is magnesium deficiency growing? Well, if you look at what's going on here with the ground, we've had soil depletion consistently, especially in the commercial crops that are growing. I am, I hope you can hear my jazz music. I'm going to turn it down after, but So soil depletion, genetically modified organisms, those GMOs, all of the chemicals in our food, they've created disasters in our body. Lots of them cross the blood-brain barrier, creating brain and cognitive disasters, contributing to ADHD, other things as well. And don't forget, 20 years prior is when Alzheimer's starts. So minerals are being removed from the soil, so they're no longer available for our food sources. And the root vegetables that grow within the crops, they're often contaminated. That's another reason that organic only is required for optimal cellular health. So the prevalence of digestive disease is the largest category of diseases affecting Americans today. It's not the most expensive, diabetes is, but gut health is the largest widely affected disease. And that's because we've got 30 feet of intestine and a lot of stuff goes wrong. And I think I've had other talks on that, but today, like leaky gut contribute to malabsorption. So let me just hold on a second here. We are going to pause and I'll be right back because I'm going to lower the volume. Okay, so let's go back to sharing the screen here. And I'm only a little bit in, but so we're talking about why is magnesium deficiency growing? And we talked about the soil depletion. That's obvious. We all pretty much know about that as well. But the prevalence of digestive disease is critical. Not only to mention that between the ages of 22 and 42, our absorption rates drop off about 1,000%. So that's, you know, from one of the doctors that were on my radio show. So we definitely have a reduction of absorption, plus we've got the complications with our gut health, leaky gut leading the way. I knew nothing about leaky gut until 98. I started getting educated and trying to heal mine. It's a process. And the other thing contributing is stress. Stress and drinking naturally drive the requirements for magnesium up in the body. And the added stress we've just had in the past year and maybe escalating for many people, also because of environmental toxins increasing, not just in our ground and our soil, all around us. And these, when I talk on my TREE program, I talk about them as troublemakers for the liver. But the environmental toxins and EMFs, okay, so electromagnetic frequencies are causing stress on the body, cellular stress, cellular communication stress, magnesium requirements at an all-time high today. So here's 6 signs that you are magnesium deficient, and we might break in between to start cooking up what I'm cooking up here. So number 1 is leg cramps and restless leg syndrome. So many people are actually affected by this, but you know, it is, we can't forget that magnesium is a direct link to the neurotransmitters. The nervous system requires magnesium. So you're going to see it's a theme that goes through these signs. And so restless leg syndrome, also with potassium. Magnesium is the relaxing mineral. That's why I'm going to show you one of my supplements, and it's called Calm, and how I utilize that to sneak extra magnesium in. Here's one more: fatigue and anxiety. So again, anxiety, this goes along to our nervous system and how our body is handling all of the stresses of the day, but also fatigue and insomnia and not being able to sleep disorders. I will know if I'm not, I have actually a little bit of pressure in my chest. I feel a little anxious. 2 things: I'm not getting enough grounding, and the most important for the functions of my body is the magnesium itself. So I definitely supplement and have a plethora of amazing high magnesium foods. So another is high blood pressure. So right away, high blood pressure, it's checked. They put you on blood pressure medication, but do they really tell you why and what's going on? And even potassium, so these are all imbalanced. Potassium is the #1 cause for cardiac arrhythmias. So when you're looking at all of these minerals, easily can be turned around just by having some type of understanding here. So that is another one. What else would I want to say about that? Anything? But magnesium is partnered with calcium, and that works along with proper blood pressure, but the calcium as well. And I did a whole talk on this last time when I talked about the bioavailability of calcium. Greens have higher bioavailability of calcium, although technically dairy may have more. It creates stress, inflammation, and mucus in the body. And many people, like 60%, are allergic to some level. So it is not effective as much as the, just in cooked collard greens alone, you're going to have more. And of course, what I showed you last week, talking about the sardines. So let's stop the share for a second. I want to just check out what I'm doing here. So we're going to go to all the foods, but this is one of the easiest ways to do plant-based cooking, and that is sauteing, quickly sauteing. And you can actually saute some of the stuff and put it over greens. And I would do that, you know, maybe in the summer when I wanted something that's raw, or you can, I'm going to put these in last and just wilt them. So we have a little bit of a warming salad. I don't actually have any quinoa in the refrigerator right now, but I do have black rice. So I can combine this whole dish with that. And the way that we've started, and the way you start any sauteing of anything, for a soup, for a sauce, for you know, a veggie combination that you're going to put with maybe cauliflower mash to make like a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie, is with onion. First you do the onion, and then, so I've added red onion to this because that's what I had, and some rough chopped garlic. And things don't need to be perfect, guys, but you do need to have sharp knives. So I just got my knife sharpened at Philippi Creek Market. If you're in Sarasota, that market has a great knife sharpener there. So the next thing, I had some organic sweet peppers. Now these have to be organic. They are high on the Dirty Dozen list. So I'm gonna add them. And I have these gorgeous shiitake mushrooms from Bill, the mushroom guy. I got them today too. And I love to roast them, but I'm gonna add some to this. I'm kind of making a Tuscan style, but I don't, if I had some dried, some sun-dried tomatoes or artichokes, that would be great in here too. So you can see, you can just combine, and it's all the flavor of the herbs and everything that's gonna make this taste amazing. I had some celery, so I'm gonna add it in. You just wanna get as much vegetables and kind of bulk in there. It's gonna add fiber, flavor, everything else. So let me, and we're gonna put some of these chickpeas in. I don't want all of them in there. So I'm gonna roast some. And we're just gonna let that warm up while we continue with the signs that you might be deficient in magnesium. So let me go back to share. So the high blood pressure, here we go. And so migraine headaches, and how no one likes a migraine, you can tell by these 6 people. I mean, it can affect anyone and everyone. So there's many things that go along with migraines. Even the EMFs can affect migraines. But when you look, magnesium is responsible. Keep this in mind. 300 things will not be going right in your body if you do not have enough magnesium. And it's so easy to get and so easy to take care of. So that's why we are focusing on magnesium today. So migraine headaches, that is another sign here. And going on, depression and addiction struggles. Again, magnesium is responsible and related to the neurotransmitter connections within the body, and how the body also works with calming and working with the gut as well. So the GABA, all of this, they're all connected. So if a person has, now this is not severe, but it is related to severe, but if it's starting and it's becoming problematic, you definitely need to check right away your magnesium possibilities. And if you are trying to reduce the amount of wine or drinking that you're doing, you've got to increase your magnesium. And I'm going to show you some things that I take. Here, another one is high sugar. So let's say your blood sugar is getting above 90. So normally they tell you that's okay. It's not. It shouldn't be above 90, and it definitely shouldn't be near 100, especially if you're fasting. So that's a sign that things are going to go downhill really quick. Type 2 diabetes doesn't click in, I think, until like 120. But you want that resting glucose down. But also, it's insulin resistance is the precursor to all this, and magnesium is involved in sugar metabolism and sugar balance. So we want to make sure that if that's an issue, you want to definitely be upping your magnesium right away. So this is kind of what I'm cooking up. It's a plant-based warm quinoa salad. So gosh, guys, you don't even need a recipe for stuff like this. You just take stuff that you have and you start sauteing it with fresh herbs. So I'm gonna go, while you're taking a look at that, I'm just gonna grab some of my fresh herbs and we're gonna be putting them on there. So basil is very high in magnesium as well too. I'm probably gonna put some of that in there. So let me just come off here for a second. So you see sauteed beans, actually butter beans and lima beans, they're higher in magnesium than chickpeas and black beans. I do love butter beans. They're really easy on my gut, and I love the way they work in the body. And then you see sprouted quinoa. So quinoa and, getting a cover here. Quinoa, black beans, a lot of sprouted lentils, but I do prefer sprouted over regular. And when I get the beans, if you don't want to soak them and pressure cook them, buy the Edam brand. They're also cooked in a seaweed, and they have protected cans that they're in. Spinach and dandelion greens. Dandelion greens have heads and heels above the amount of antioxidants that spinach does, but spinach has other nutrients too. That's why in my green smoothie, I combine 4 different greens, because we're rounding out, but dandelion greens are amazing. So we need to get these in more ways. And I'm putting in sweet peppers, high in vitamin C, and add some good flavor. Nuts. So almonds and Brazil nuts, very high in magnesium. Also, Brazil nuts will carry out your selenium needs. That's also related to our cognitive health, of course, and our immune system. And then I didn't even put seeds on here, but we'll look at the seeds too. So if I wanted, I could crush up some raw pumpkin seeds and get those in there, as well as sunflower seeds. So let me just stop the share for a second. We're going to come back and I'm going to share something with you. Hey there. So this is looking really great. And so it's just very, very easy. But what I like to do is there's about 5 spices that I use a lot of. I don't have time here, maybe 6. So I always have organic garlic powder. And that just ups, even though you have garlic in there, it's just gonna, if you like a lot of seasoning, and you might be used to there's rich taste in meat that you can't combine. So if you're going first off plant-based, you need lots of spices in there. And also, you're gonna be tricked at restaurants and processed food by chemicals that trigger neurotransmitters that tell you the food is good, but it's not. So you need real spices in here. So use your own guide. Like even in my recipes, I tell people, change them up. I cook for people that can't have a lot of spice to people that like it really hot. So you've got to be your guide. Don't look at the recipe and go, you know, there's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. This is where creativity comes in. I like crushed red pepper, especially with something with the greens and I'm also going to put probably a little balsamic or an aged balsamic on top. It's really yummy. So I think we got everything in here. Can we need here's some more basil. And I am going to put fresh basil in, but I put it toward the end because I don't like overcooking it. So these have to just cook down a little bit. and then we'll put some more stuff in. So I'm just going to add the cover so the heat will help cook that down. And I'm just sauteing them in, this is my favorite brand of coconut oil. It's going to come a little hard. I don't buy liquid coconut oil. Nutiva brand is preferred by chefs, and it is fantastic. So it's going to warm up as you get it, but when you get it, initially it's going to be a little bit solid. Okay, so that's going good and it smells yummy. So let's go back to the share. So what I want to share with you is my next upcoming winter season reset. Last week, I completed the January 5-day reset and got some tremendous results and feedback from our attendees. So January and February is perfect time for an energy reset. It's the beginning of the year. We've got goals. We've got new stuff happening. We have new hope. And we want our body to be relating to that new feeling, because energy brings us confidence and helps us to achieve more and stay on track. There's nothing worse than not feeling energetic or feeling a little overweight. And you'll be amazed that just losing 3 pounds makes you feel lighter than on your toes here. So we're going to gain in these 5 days healthy tools to achieve your health goals and gently detox after the holiday season. So I definitely invite you to check out my Creed Health. It's an epic 5-day program. You can see it on my website under services. I'll talk a little bit about it here. And you can always message me for a little bit more, but just easy daily steps. You get bonus recipes and bonus videos. And I deliver you so much vibrant energy in just one hour a night on a Zoom call so that you can feel that vibrant energy, healthy glow yourself, jumpstart your weight loss, get confidence, have a new reverence for food, and a vision of what empowered health can look like for you. Here's one of my newest testimonials, which I love. I was walking the streets yesterday doing errands in the neighborhood, and for the first time, I felt unencumbered by stiff limbs, heavy legs, or my previous old self in a body that was overweight, under-agile, and consistently discomforted by the food I was eating. Kimberly Knox played a critical role in guiding this transition. How fortunate that a friend recommended that I join her Creed program. So Wendy went on after Creed to work with me for a few months and got huge success, lost over 13 pounds and feels great. And her business is going awesome because we don't just talk about food. And Debbie had really great success, especially with her gut health. That was the biggest concern. I've never juiced before. And after the final day of the Creed 5-day program, day of juicing, my gut has never felt better. That is common. We are totally relaxing the digestive system. So Creed is about recreating your health creed. What that means to you, Creed is your actions that are set based on your mindset and your knowledge. It's all about you. This is Creed. It's about never giving up on health, and health is really in your hands. So there's an early sign-up bonus. You can take advantage of. It ends on February the 14th, and the program starts Sunday, February 21st. So let's talk about, we've been talking about some of the magnesium-rich sources of food here, and what's not to love? We've got dark chocolate. Now, okay, guys, it has to be clean, dark chocolate. So cacao, that's where cacao and cacao nibs come into play. I never knew what cacao was. I thought I knew what cocoa was. And you will find that most chocolate bars, except for the Hue brand and a few, have so many added fillers and extra sugar. That's some things you need to watch out for. So raw cacao and cacao nibs play a huge part. Bananas, excellent. Avocados. Here's the almonds. This looks like oats to me. This is sunflower seeds. We've got spinach. This is quinoa. This is black beans. And these are white beans here. So the body works synergistically with food. That's what you have to remember. So along with supplementation, we must increase the foods high in bioavailable magnesium. And once you do, the body will start to balance out, and along with your supplementation, feel so much better. Again, here's some, we'll go through the list. So raw cacao, did we leave anything out here? Nuts like almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, lentils, black beans, chickpeas. So we're using them, some of those things tonight. pumpkin seeds, flax, and chia. So these flax and chia all go into the green smoothie. Basil, dill, sunflower seeds, broccoli, okra, flax seeds. So you can see that going to a plant-based diet or just eating whole food is going to switch on the magnesium switch in the body and help you out tremendously. So let me stop the share for a second. I'm going to show you a few things here. So this is my chocolate avocado mousse. I talk about this in day 2 of my CREE program. It is the #1 recipe that I have for helping to curb cravings. We understand what cravings are. We talk about that. If you are craving chocolate a lot, necessarily you are probably low in magnesium, and you may need to up those levels quite a bit. I make these little snack packs of chocolate avocado mousse, and I'll probably eat this tonight. On top are the cacao nibs. It's raw chunks of chocolate. It will ignite not only magnesium, serotonin. So they're involved in these neurotransmitters incredibly. And so you can go on to put raspberries with this and other things. This is delightful, delightful treat. So pumpkin seeds. You've seen me talk about my pumpkin seed protein powder, the highest quality of plant-based protein that's also alkalizing to the body. Pumpkin seeds, excellent snack. Get them raw, not roasted, not salted. You can crush them up. You can add them to things because your cells always know, bar none. Your liver and your cells are super smart. Your taste buds and your stomach, possibly not. But so they know the difference. Crush them up, get them in there. Pumpkin seeds are great. These are sliced almonds. So I'm going to use sliced almonds. You know that I have a whole bunch of jars over there in that cupboard. You've seen it before. They're all labeled and it's all nice and easy. So it makes things simple to grab down. Now, another display right here is some of my, I did a whole photo shoot on Friday. This is my Dandelion green Marango pesto. You can put this over plant-based pasta. You can put it over avocado toast. You can put it on zucchini noodles. This not only is so nutrient dense and great for your liver, it's got magnesium because it's got dandelion greens, basil, all right, so right, and pine nuts. All of this stuff loaded with magnesium as well. So we've got nutrient dense yumminess there. I'm going to use some fresh basil in this. I'm going to grab a pot holder after. So Brazil nuts right here. Grab just 3 a day. That's all the selenium that you need. And pure moringa powder or moringa leaves. Moringa also high in magnesium. So I sneak that in to a smoothie because it also adds other things like extra iron. Huge for anemia. If you don't have enough iron, you're not getting enough oxygen throughout the body. That's also gonna really slow you down and put a damper on your circulatory system. So, all right, so we're looking good here. Did I forget anything? I'll show you the supplements after, and then we'll come back. So let's go back to sharing the screen and look at more food. Watermelon seeds. Okay, great. We're gonna eat those. Yeah, and by the way, watermelon is super high in lycopene. It's actually better quality lycopene than tomatoes. So the next time you're thinking about hydrating, watermelon, fresh squeezed watermelon juice that you do yourself is really excellent. Or just grab a watermelon. After hot yoga, I grab a watermelon and just choke it down. It's one of the most hydrating things. So here, now this is a stuffed butternut squash. This is my winter recipe that everybody gets a taste of in my winter session, and they get a video on how to make it. It's absolutely divine. This green smoothie right here, this green warrior, it is a warrior. It is a warrior for your body, for your health, for your liver, for your, you know, all of the vitamin, the minerals that you need, plus plenty of green protein. So there is a reason that you feel amazing when you have a simple green smoothie. And here, right here, this is an avocado toast. This spread is my dandelion green Marango pesto. And by the way, microgreens loaded with magnesium. So throw a handful of those. I throw a handful into my chocolate monkey business smoothie, or I pair it up with a plant-based burger or this here. These are easy ways to utilize whole food. Here again, this is my dandelion green. No, this is, yeah, this is the pesto, but it's over black bean pasta, which by the way, has about a 3-gram conversion of sugar. You can get it at Morton's. It's Explore brand, or you can buy it on Amazon right now and have it shipped to you. It cooks in 6 minutes, and it is the best alternative if you have a hankering for pasta, but still have to watch your sugar. These are my, chocolate cherry chia vitality balls. Are actually covered in 100% raw cacao. Amazing. People love these. The chocolate, you can't even understand that the body just really registers raw chocolate, bitter or not. It loves it. So these are made also with chia, loaded with energy. Let me just grab a pot holder real quick. We're going to come off screen and check this out. Yeah, awesome. So let's come off screen here. So fun. I'm usually, when I'm meal prepping, I have about 4 recipes going on at the same time. So I'm kind of used to managing all of this. And it needs a little bit more. I'm running out of my favorite coconut oil here. It needs a little bit more oil. You can also put a little broth in the pan. It's very easy to saute in broth, and I just happen to have some brand new bone broth that I made using Circle 6 organic parts. And so I'm just going to add a little to the pan here. So we'll let that steam up the mushrooms, and let me just add the greens to the top. Well, that's a lot. And I'll come back and I'll put the basil in last. Now, if I had tomatoes, I like the little baby tomatoes, the little tiny ones that are like yellow and orange. And I cut them in half and I add them in there. I like the pop of the flavor better on the little ones rather than big tomatoes. And all tomatoes must be organic, by the way. So, all right, so that's going to, turn this up. That's going to saute some more. And it smells so good. How easy is that? And you're going to get plenty of nutrients and protein. It's a full plant-based meal. So let's go back to the share. Okay, that looks yummy. So this bioenergetic cooking method of mine, so much in it. It's really about life and vitality. So if you look at the food I'm working with, it's really whole food, and understanding that organic food has a higher photonic quality. That is where life comes from, photon. That is the science behind energy. It's photon exchange. You know, when you go to the beach, you put your feet in the sand, you have a photon exchange. Powers up your cells. That is what you're doing. You're also infusing your food with your own intention and the energy of the room and love, and that is an energy as well. So it's so interesting. Oh, I left this on here, but I didn't mean to. So if you put on a little water weight, that is why you might want to check out my Creed program, because you can easily lose between 3 and I think the largest was 6 or 7 pounds in 5 days, and that's fantastic. Oh, yeah, I'm out of order here. So just in case you want to know, you're gonna. I set this up for confidence, understanding real food is real health, and we're learning about real cellular energy. We're getting empowerment, and we're looking at no diets, delicious, deciding to self-nourish content. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to finish up this meal here. Make sure that you follow me for more content on my Instagram. I'm always there. Go to my webpage, inthekitchenwithkk.com. Go to services. You'll see about the Creed program, and you can check that out. So let me stop the share so that we can finish up what we have going here. But so this will quickly saute. Now you don't want to overdo the greens. So that's why I put them in last, because you want some of that nutrients left. Also, like not over steaming your broccoli and other. So this fresh basil is going to add lots of really excellent dense flavor, nutrition. So I'm just gonna rough rip some up here and add it. So it's always good to have fresh basil around because I'm always making my pesto anyway. So this smells amazing. Now let me just go to my little quick comment about Calm. Calm is magnesium citrate. It is the easiest way for you to get it, all right? This is everywhere. Get the one that is unflavored, straight up. You don't need raspberry and all that stuff. Who knows what they're really putting in there. I put a huge tablespoon into my water pitcher when I fill it up. That way I'm constantly getting it. Every drink that I have is going into my body to replenish. Similar to if you're taking vitamin C, take 1,000 milligrams every 4 hours, not 4,000 milligrams at a time. Allows your body to like load up. These little packages, great for travel. If you're traveling anywhere, you need at least 1 to 2 a day. So grab a bunch, have them with you. Easy to travel. Magnesium malate, malic acid. So this is combined, so it's easier for, this relates with the muscles. So let's say you're having a lot of cramping and everything. You're gonna need both. They're both absorbed pretty well, but the citrate absorbs very well. And listen, don't worry if you get loose stool. I mean, hey, most people need to eliminate a little bit more, just back off a little bit. It's not a problem, but that's one thing that you might get by taking too much magnesium. And at the end of the day, it's not really a problem. Like I said, you back off, and most people have got a lot to eliminate anyway. So I don't think I forgot anything. But this is all done now. So I'm gonna, it's so fragrant, and that's why you put the greens in last, so they're nice and bright instead of all overcooked. Now I could add some chopped up artichokes to this. I could add in some asparagus tips. I could add in some sun-dried tomatoes. Look how beautiful this is. It is so warming. I'm gonna put, you can put this over a little bit. You can add some quinoa to this. I love quinoa because it's used in so many ways, and you can freeze bags of it. So that's tonight's presentation. Let me just come on. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And I'm just gonna chit chat here a bit with a few attendees here. So that's a wrap. And I'm going to be eating this delicious meal right here. So fantastic, so warming for the winter. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in to KK's Big Kitchen. Bye now.